Hello, everybody. All right, I believe that we are live. Yes, we are. Hello, everybody. Apologies for the technical difficulties. My Wi-Fi is not the greatest right now. So yeah, we are live, ladies and gentlemen, to recap the game last night. The Montreal Canadiens faced the Winnipeg Jets. It was thankfully another victory for the Canadiens. This is not looking like a bad homestand at all. It was a 4-1 victory in regulation. We're obviously going to talk about that. If any of you guys got any comments or questions, please put them in the chat, and I will obviously answer them as I can. We don't talk about that game. I mean, no, Fajo, we fucking talk about that game, my guy. You guys got destroyed. I'm sorry, Fajo, but you guys got destroyed. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just making sure you guys can hear me. All right, yes, you can. All right, yeah, Fajo, hell yeah. All right, so opening lines for the Canadiens were Caulfield, Suzuki, Leonin, Hoffman, Doc, Anderson, Pezzetta, Dvorak, Dadonov, and Pitlick, Harvey Pinard, Harris, Savard, Edmondson. Sorry, boys. Sorry, boys. I just had to load something up because I had to talk about it before the game. Harris, Savard, Edmondson, Barron, Matheson, Kovacevic, and Jackeye were your defense pairings. Sam Montembeault gets a start in net because, of course, Caden Primo backs him up as he should be in the AHL. Hey, Wendy CD, how's it going, my guy? The opening lines for the Jets were Connor, Dubois, Ehlers, Perfetti, Shifley, Wheeler, Barron. Also, if you didn't see that, my account's back. Yeah, I did see that, Fajo. I did see that in Discord last night. Perfetti, Shifley, Wheeler, Barron, Lowry, Kuhlman, and Janssen, Fialbi, Stenland, Menelainen were your forward core for the Jets. Morrissey, DeMello, Dylan Pionk, and Hinola Schmidt were your defense pairings. Hellebuck gets to start in Winnipeg because why would he not? David Riddick backed him up as he probably should be a third string goaltender in the NHL. Before this game, I put, holy shit, Yoel Armia, Jake Evans, Yuri Safkovsky, all injured. Sean Monahan was moved to the LTIR. Apparently, that's a kind of retroactive thing just to give us some cap room, so that's no big issue. Pitlick and Raphael Harvey Pinard were recalled from Laval. Drew was apparently also hurt in warm-ups earlier yesterday, so he was not in the lineup. Jackeye was originally supposed to be a healthy scratch. Yeah, and also we have medical updates today, so it's good that I waited to do the stream. Which, by the way, guys, if you could let me know how it looks, how it sounds, that'd be appreciated. Trade deadline countdown? No, it's not, Fajo. It's not trade deadline countdown. Yurosavkovsky has a lower body injury. Thankfully, does not recover surgery. He is out for 3 months. Jonathan Drouin suffered an upper body injury against Nashville. He's out until the All-Star break. Jake Allen has another upper body injury. He's out at least a week. Joel Armia has an upper body injury. He's also out until the All-Star break. And Jake Evans has a lower body injury that does not require surgery. He's out 8 to 10 weeks. So yeah, the injuries keep piling up for Montreal. Hey, Bob Cannon, how's it going, my guy? Let's go to. I don't have the stuff like Rick because I don't stream on StreamYard. But how's it going, Bob? So yeah, the injuries, like I said, are piling up for Montreal. We are really, really starting to get up there in how many guys have been out. They showed a counter last night for the. Hey, let's go, Bob. God, see, it's good. They showed a counter last night on TSN with the amount of man games we've lost. Obviously, Price and Byron have missed every game. And they showed every guy that's missed a game. And now Armia, Evans, and I believe it was Slavkovsky were all on there for their first game. That was fun to see. Yeah. Fazio, yeah, honestly, Jake Allen being injured right now is probably better for the Canadiens. Obviously, I don't wish injury upon any player in the NHL. The Habs are non-Habs, obviously. But for Montembeault to get a chance, this is obviously better that Jake Allen is hurt. And I hope that when he comes back, he is the backup. I hope that Montembeault gets more starts because I think he has played a lot better than Jake Allen. Fuck the tank. Fuck, being bad for Bedard or whatever. I think that if we can be a half-decent team, we don't want to fall into the Ottawa Senators syndrome where we're tanking for 5 years because, there's really good prospects in this draft. And then, 2 years from now, there's going to be good prospects in this draft. We should tank 2 more years, I don't want to fall into the Ottawa Senators mentality of, build a losing culture. You're going to lose for 5 years. And then, all right, we're going to be competitive. And, shit, these guys don't know how to win because all they know how to do is lose. I don't want to, fall into that mentality of developing a losing culture. I don't think we have that losing culture, obviously, but I'm just saying I don't want to develop that like Ottawa. I think in 2-3 years we will be in the playoff spot, and whether Monty's our starter, backup, not even on the team. I think giving him future, I think so. I think Jake Allen, when he comes back, should be the backup, or at least it should be a 50-50 split instead of what seemed to be a 70-30 for Jake Allen. I don't wish injury upon any player in the year. To be fair, Fox really in the NHL because every fucking time he's out there, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Every time he's out there, it's like we're fucking playing 5. I want to say back to back coming up that there is a chance Allen that Monty plays. Monty plays. Never mind. There's approximately a 0. We play tomorrow against Panthers. That's probably going to be a Montembeault start, especially because he's a former Panther. Saturday we play the Leafs. We're not going to play Primo against one of the best Atlantic teams in the NHL. One of the best Atlantic teams. We're not going to want to play him against the Bruins, obviously. That's going to be a game that, if he's healthy, maybe Allen gets, but I would personally give to Montembeault. The Red Wings on Thursday might be a game that you want to give, or next Thursday might be a game you want to give Montembeault. It's an easy game. Should be a softball win. Maybe you want to give him Saturday against the Senators as well. That might be 2 because you could play Primo. But it all depends, of course, on if Jake Allen's back. Bob, the buffering's got to be on your end, my guy. I'm not getting anything saying that stream quality is low or anything like that. Or not stream quality. You know what I mean. The stream cannot connect or whatever. I'm not getting anything like that. Then we play again the Senators on Tuesday, so we might want to go Montembeault 1, Primo 1. Of course, like I said, guys, it all depends on if Allen might be back in time for the game against the Bruins, for example, because we have, like I said, the game that's tomorrow the 19th and the 21st. Then we're off till the 24th, Tuesday against the Bruins. So there's a chance that Allen might be back for that game against Boston. Might even be back. I doubt it for the game. Yeah, and I doubt it for the game against Toronto if he's out a minimum of a week. And then after that game, next Tuesday after next, we're off until the 11th. It's a 2-week break that I think is supposed to be for the All-Star break. The All-Star game, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, there's gonna be that. And then like I said, the next game is against the Islanders at 12:30. Then it's the Oilers the next day at 12:30, which I'm not gonna be happy about at all. Playing that early in the afternoon, I'm gonna hate it. Might get up at like 2:00, record the game, and watch from the first period onwards. I might do that. I doubt it though. I'll probably come up at like 3:00 when the game ends, when those games end, because it's a back-to-back. But from that 11th of February onwards, Jake Allen should be back in the lineup 100%, and we should be getting a lot of our guys like Montembeault. I think should be back by then. Matheson's already back, but he should be healthy by then, I should say. Jake Evans will be about, I think, 5 weeks out from being healthy. Slavkovsky, his season's pretty much done. I think when he's ready to come back, I feel like we'll probably just send him down to the AHL. Just let him get ice time down there. Let him play in the playoffs there. But yeah, so we have a lot of injuries right now, basically short term for the Canadiens. And yeah, sorry, but I'm gonna drink some water because I got to drink water. Water's pretty good, boys. Can you guys see me? I'm actually gonna load the stream on my phone again, just because I want to see if there is hardcore buffering. Yeah, no, buffering is good now. All right. Not buffering is good, but the stream is good, I should say. So the Jets won the opening faceoff. They got a good chance in the opening minutes. Leon and then with a bad turnover led to a good Jets chance. Perfetti does shoot wide, though. Habs them with great looks. Doc's right in the slot. Anderson in front. Hoffman on the right circle. There's 3 great chances in about 25 seconds there. Technically, if the game keeps going on after the puck goes in the net, we could have made that game 3-0 with those great chances. Hellebuck just holding the bunker down, the Hella bunker, as he is called. Canadiens then pushed. Jack with a really nice wrister just gets tipped wide, though, unfortunately. Habs pushed. Shots were actually 8-2. Shots were actually 8-2 for the Canadiens 6 minutes in. We played very well against a Jets team that I thought we were going to be very overwhelmed by with, again, the amount of injuries that we had. But we were holding our own early on, and I was very happy about that. Jack and Lowry exchanged hits on each other. That would not be the last time we hear those two names connected with each other. To be honest, I kind of think all these injuries are a bit of a blessing in disguise. Give San Luis a chance to rotate some of the underachieving forwards back into the lineup on the power play, etc. Yeah, Bob. Yeah, it definitely does. I was going to say Durant, but no, he's only out until the All-Star break. So that's like 2 weeks. That's not much at all. But yeah, it definitely does give guys. It does give some guys again, I want to say Armia, but no. But like Hoffman, Dadonov, who really showed up last night. They played very well. It gives those guys a chance to play aside from fourth line minutes. Gives them a chance probably in the middle six, maybe top line. Maybe you want to give Dadonov top line after the game he had. I doubt it though. I think where he played last night was very solid. But yeah, like you said, it definitely does give those guys a chance to get back in the lineup on the power play. I'm pretty sure Dadonov and Hoffman were both on the power play, and Matheson took the spot on the top line power play. I believe that Gooley was having, obviously, since Gooley's been hurt for about 3 weeks now. Honestly, really, it doesn't feel like Hayden Gooley's out of the lineup. Like, it feels like we're playing very good, and I keep wanting to point at someone playing well defensively and be like, is that Hayden Gooley? Wait, no, Gooley's hurt. Gooley's hurt, you know? But yeah, no, Matheson's taking that spot in the first power play blue line spot that Gooley had. I definitely think with Hoffman and Dadonov getting back in the lineup, it might increase their trade value if they can keep having games like this. Obviously, I'm not expecting Dadonov to have 2 goals every game. That's just completely unrealistic. But a goal here and there. If he can score a goal every 5 games, maybe every 8 games. Well, it came in about 8 games because I only put him at like 10 goals on the year. But, average, say, a goal every 5 to 6 games during the stretch. He's going to be playing second, third line. He should be potting the puck in once in a while. I think that would be nice. And I think he's starting to find his groove a little bit. I know I said this when he scored his last goal. But something looked different tonight. He looked pretty okay. He looked pretty decent. Hey, Lucas, how's it going, my guy? Hey, Haroldine. Hey, Lucas. I'm surprised to see Leone on the top line last night. How did you play? Bob, first period, he was very bad. I thought he played really horribly on that top line, honestly. Second line, he got a little better. By the third, he did kind of slot well on that top pair, or that top line with Caulfield and Suzuki. I thought he had a overall fairly all right game. I think Leone is definitely better suited as a box. Try one of Dadonov on the top line next game. I would maybe try that just because it gives a chance to get your depth more. Leone on. Obviously, we're probably going to have to call someone up, I think. We're going to have to call a guy or two up. At least I would think so, or maybe claim back Michael McCarron because fucking they just send out Michael Pizzetta because at least Michael McCarron is halfway decent. But yeah, overall I thought Leonin played okay. I think he definitely looked a little bit overwhelmed at first by being on the top line, but I think he should get along. And yeah, sorry boys, it says my connection is unstable right now. So yeah, just let me know. Oh, never mind, there it is. So I disabled extensions and we're good now. All right. So yeah, Jets looked for more shots. Monty, good save on a weird kind of bouncing shot. Canadiens got a bit of, or I should say, a dump in. It was kind of, but it got on nets, and Monty made the save. Canadiens with a bit of rush. Caulfield wasn't able to find a shot, but a good sharp angle chance after Edmondson had actually joined the rush. I thought Edmondson had a pretty okay game. Didn't really cross check anybody from behind this game. Didn't injure a referee. Edmondson had an all right game, but still should lose the A in my opinion. Habs will go to the power play after Jets near 2-on-1. Dubois is sent to the box for tripping. Habs couldn't get anything in the first minute and a half. The Jets were able to clear very easily. Habs on final 30. Jagai gets a nice wrister. It was nearly tipped, but we are 0 for 1 on the power play tonight. Lowry gets a good pass from Morrissey, not able to find the back of the nets. Janssen Fialbi, good shot into the glove of Montembeault, and Habs are actually to the power play shortly after. Carson Kuhlman goes to the box for hooking. Habs could not get anything. A couple bad looks. Jets just had a really good PK. We are 0 for 2 on the PK tonight. Connor then clearly trips up Dadonov. There's no penalty called. Apparently, being a former Lady Bing winner makes you unable to take penalties. Then there's a delayed penalty to the Canadiens. A terrible tripping call. Jets just hold the puck to end the period. It is a full 2 minutes to start that second period. Speaking of, shots are 10-6 Habs after the first. We are it is, however, tied still 0-0, a scoreless tie. Jets, like I said, starting the power play with a trip. Or starting the power play off of the tripping call. They get control, look hard. There's some good looks at the line, and they get it. Kyle Connor's 200th career National Hockey League goal. It's a 1-0 Jets lead. I put they'll win it because I thought that, okay, I know our depth is gone. We're playing great, but we just don't have the scoring power. I thought that we'd be done at that point. We are 1 for 2 on the PK tonight. We then go to the power play. Morgan Barron clearly shoves Jordan Harris down. Apparently, it wasn't the shove. It was actually a holding that was called a second after he shoved Harris down. Habs didn't look great. There wasn't much aside from a Dadonov chance. We are 0 for 3. We are 0 for 3 on the power play. Sorry, guys, I just gotta load up the stream again. I gotta see if how is this? Okay, apparently stream is unstable, but it's actually not that bad. I don't get YouTube sometimes. So yeah, Jets pushed for a 2-0 lead. Montreal just did not have their legs in them right now. There's a bad turnover that nearly led to a Dadonov break. Wasn't fast enough, unfortunately. Savard in the slot nearly put it home. I believe just shot it wide though. Habs then pushed. Great save Hellebuck makes on a wide open nets on Dadonov, I think it was. Wide open net, makes the stop. Then we score about 10 seconds later. Incredible shot. Evgenii Dadonov on his second attempt in about 20 seconds. Great shot from the right circle. A 1-1 tie game. Justin Barron, who drew the third penalty of the game. Or sorry, no. Justin Barron, who is Morgan's brother. I forgot to mention that as well. The Barron brothers are playing each other. Morgan's on the Jets. Obviously, we have Justin. I say obviously because I assume mostly Habs fans are in here, so most Habs fans know that we have Justin Barron. Justin Barron, though, with his first point of the year, and Dvorak getting the secondary assist. It is his third of the year for Dadonov, his third goal. Tie game, and the Bell Center explodes for the tie game. That was sick. Then we score again, not even 2 minutes later. 2 goals on 2 shots, I believe. Mike Hoffman with a great wrister on a turnover. Gets it past Hellebuck, top left corner. Doc and Barron, great play for the 2-1 quick Habs lead. Love to see it. Caulfield gets a good look on a shot attempt. It's tipped high and out of play, though. Habs with more pressure. We were not able to put it home. Jets just tried to get anything they could. Pizzetta gets a shot right in the slot off a really good turnover, good pass to him, and he fires it right at Hellebuck because, of course, he does. And then we score again. Evgenii Dadonov, second of the game. Dvorak and Savard, 3-1 Habs lead. Jets don't call a timeout. That is 3 goals in about 6 minutes. Very surprised that the Jets did not call a timeout, did not pull Hellebuck. Yeah, surprise. The Jets gave up a 1-0 lead. It's 3-1 Canadiens at this point. Very good save, very good shot, and a very good goal for Evgenii Dadonov. Good to see him literally double his goals from this year so far in one game. He now has, I believe, 4 goals and 12 points, surprisingly. Playing very, very well, Evgenii Dadonov. The last, I think, 3 or 4 games, he's actually been pretty all right. Caulfield looked very great on a shift. 2 great dekes. Gets the puck to himself off those dekes. Jets tried to cover him. Does get the puck on net, but we're not able to score, unfortunately. Caulfield had a great game. Unfortunately, did not have a goal, did not have a point. Did play good, though, in my opinion. Habs then had complete control and momentum at this point. We were really getting it going with essentially half an AHL roster in our lineup, playing very, very well against the Winnipeg Jets. Habs pushed some more. There's a couple great chances. Pizzetta cannot push the puck. Still can't push the puck. Still can't shoot the puck. I think I meant some bad offsides nearly called. I mean bad offsides being like, when you come back and you cut and you make the guy go offside, stuff like that was getting nearly, thankfully not. A great save late in the second period. Then Habs go shorthanded. Cole Caulfield takes his first penalty of the year. Not the first time he's in the box this year, though. Of course, he does serve because Caulfield doesn't play in the box. If we're lucky, maybe we can get him on a break afterwards. Trips up Morrissey accidentally. The power play time to start the third period due to the Jets. Shots are 21-16. Jets on the power play early in the third. Nothing there, but no big shots. A couple small. I believe they actually had 1 shot on that power play. We are 2 for 3. I put 2 for 3 on the power play. Sorry. We are 2 for 3 on the PK tonight. So the PK mostly solid up to this point, and I believe that would be it for the special teams on the game. There's a shot that goes off the mask of Montembeault. Jets looked very good early in the third. We were very much collapsing for the most part, but the Habs then get some pressure, a bit of momentum, and we score. Matheson, great speed on the rush, sends the puck up to Doc, gets taken off almost gets taken off the. Matheson joins the rush, gets taken off the puck. Doc grabs it behind the net. The reach, nearly scores on the wrap, and just on a rebound as Hellebuck fell. Anderson roofs it. Great shot. Good wide open net for Josh Anderson. Good to see he can score on those again. It is 4-1 for the Canadiens. However, spoiler, we are not the Maple Leafs. We will not choke this. Caulfield then gets great looks around the net. There's a scramble in front, couldn't put it home. But net was pretty much wide open. Hellebuyck was coming out of his to make some saves. Just Jets good scramble in their zone would not allow the Habs to get a shot or Caulfield to get a goal up to this point. Habs then had more momentum. Caulfield was really trying hard. Caulfield was really trying hard to get a goal. We were pushing to get him something tonight. We were really looking. Would be nice as the final ode I put. I don't know what I meant by that. We were singing Ole, Ole, Ole. We were singing Ole. 11 minutes to play. I didn't mean to rhyme there, but hey, you know what? At least I'm not gay. No, I don't know what I was going for there. But yeah, we were singing Ole with 11 minutes left in the game. That was pretty cool to see. Commentator said it was a bit premature, probably, but there was no way that we were there's no way that we were going to lose this game with 11 to go. Hey, John Speed, how's it going, man? Man United lost in the final minutes. Oh shit, John Speed, that sucks, man. I'm sorry to hear that was a terrible day for you. Cheer me up. The Oilers are cup contenders. There we go, John Speed. I think I cheered you up. Yes, Fazio, draft day is today. Yes, it starts at 7:00. If all things go well, yeah. Hell yeah. Harry, is this a new permanent stuff for you to Bob? This is a temporary thing. I might consider a permanent thing eventually. I just because like it might be better to do them. Like it depends because there's sometimes where there's a back-to-back, and obviously sometimes if there's a back-to-back, like the 12:30 starts, going live at 5:30 would be fine. Because like on the day of the game, going live at 5:30, like waiting a couple hours would be fine. I wouldn't mind doing the new permanent like time slot in a way, like starting around 5:30 the day after the game. That wouldn't be bad, but at the same time, it is definitely a temporary thing right now. Like in the future, it might be a permanent thing if I like it enough and we get enough people wanting me to do it like this. But it is a temporary thing, Bob, because last night the Wi-Fi was just terrible. Even like I would send a message in Discord and it would take like 10-15 seconds to send. So I kind of figured, okay, to send a message is taking that long. Stream is not going to work. So it's kind of a temporary thing. It happens either when there's really high winds out and I know the stream's not going to work, or when the Wi-Fi is just not working well. Hoping that it doesn't last for a long time because I would like to go live tomorrow after the game instead of the day after. It has been happening a lot more recently, unfortunately, but yeah, hopefully, which is weird because usually the Wi-Fi is really, really good here compared to the old place. But yeah, Bob, no, this is not a new permanent time slot right now. It is a temporary thing. Exactly, Fazio, exactly as well. There would be a lot less viewers because the day of the game, if I'm recapping it, say 20 minutes after the game goes off the air, people are gonna be like, "Oh my god, that was such a good game. I want to see what other people think." Or, "Shit, I didn't watch the Habs game. What do people think?" And look up the game and see my recap and be like, "Oh, okay, this guy knows what was going on. This guy's got the score in the title. Maybe he's like talking about it or something, and they'll watch or something." Whereas the day after, it's like, "Hey, the game last night, that was pretty cool," and they usually don't care, Hey, no problem about that. Thank you for asking, actually. Like I said, Fazio, with like 5, for example, like I said, nobody really cares the day after the game. I do these obviously because at 5, obviously, just because like I still want to recap the games. I don't just want to miss out on a game because I didn't recap it the night it happened. And also B, I like to be consistent. I like to be consistent. Also, Fazio, there's no draft show this year, at least as far as I know. Maybe if like so many people show up, we might go to the VC the draft show floor thingy. But I don't know. I liked how we did it for the first draft, but I think second draft for this year's draft and onwards, we'll just do it in VC and like, hey, come in or make your pick wherever, blah blah blah. I think that might be the better option, at least in my opinion. I think. So yeah. Oh God, where am I? Yeah. So we scored. Caulfield getting good looks. Yeah, we were singing Ole. Habs looked for more. There was a near break for Harvey Pinard, I believed, but I think it was Harvey Pinard. Hellebuyck is out to play the puck. We were getting some good looks. Jets in the other way, couple of looks, looking to get back in the game. There's a couple passes, though, missing their targets. The Jets were really looking kind of out of focus at this point. They were not looking super, super well in. But Montembeault robs Lowry, a great stop there. Holy hell, what a I can't stretch how good of a save that was. Jets get some looks, more momentum. They were trying hard to be down only 4-2. Montembeault makes a good stop on Josh Morrissey. Jack Eye then with a big cross check from behind. I don't know who that was. He cross checked, but you love to see it. Dvorak then gets tangled up with Dylan DeMello. Surprised there was no roughing on both guys. They both kind of went down. They kind of wrestled with each other. Probably one of the only good things he's done. That's pushed. There's some more chances after a commercial. At the third, we were like, fuck it, let's save Randy. Pretty much Fazio. You guys play Toronto tonight, right? Or is that tomorrow? I feel like it's a back-to-back, I think. But yeah, pretty at that point, it was just like, you know what? Toronto's the team we can catch in the standings. Even though you guys are still in the Central, I think it is, whatever. Tomorrow, okay, thank you, Fadja. I appreciate it. I was gonna say I'll check out that game, but I was like, wait, no, I'll have to keep tabs on it though. Yeah, Connor was hitting posts. There was a couple. Yeah, it sucked just not scoring. I wanted to see Connor get another goal. It would have been cool. I like Kyle Connor, great kid, great goal scorer. Love to see him getting goals. But yeah. Oh, Bob, Harry, don't discount the value of doing the game recaps the next day. Obviously, it's better to do it in the moment, especially after a big win, but often I can't watch on game night. Yeah, Bob, I get that. Unfortunately, I know because I saw you in Rick's chat. You're going to eat dinner at the end of a stream, and yeah, unfortunately, you weren't able to be here a lot of the time, but like that, like it is also the thing. Like I do get that a lot of people, like you, for example, Bob, might not be able to be here, but it's also the thing where if I do it in the moment and like right after the game ends, like 15, 20 minutes or whatever, it still stays up, so people can go back and watch it. Which I get, some people might not, some people might. It is more fun to be live in the chat and be able to interact with the person you're watching or other people that you might agree or not agree with, and you want to express the opinions. In the moment, it might be better to do that, but yeah, no, like I said, there's definitely a lot less viewerage. Like for example, right now we have 5 viewers right now, which I appreciate you guys sticking by. If I had done the stream last night, if the Wi-Fi were good, for example, we might have had 8, 9 people at a peak. Which obviously I'm not doing this just for views. Obviously, I'm doing this because I love the Canadians and recap. But part of it is because you want to get those people watching you. You want to have people listen to your opinion and your recap of the game, obviously. So, I am, like I said, I'm not doing it straight for the viewership, but I want people to hear my opinion. Like you guys know what I mean. You guys know what I'm trying to say. I want people to hear my thoughts on the Habs game and listen to my opinion and like it or dislike it. I don't care. I just want my opinion to be heard. Mouth was getting dry. Final few minutes. Habs fans were really getting into it. They were really, really enjoying how we were dominating the Jets, even though the Jets were actually really, really solid, getting a lot of decent chances at this point. It gets late for us old fogies. Yeah, no, I get it, Bob. I've gone onto your stream here to get your reaction. Obviously, living in Montreal, you have a better feel for the current mood. Yeah, exactly, Bob. Yes, exactly. Yeah, I like that for sure. I like that you do get a better feel for the current mood of the fans. I would say regardless if you do it the night of the game, like right after, or you do it the day after, you do get a good feel for the fans. And obviously, if I do it the day after, you do get updates like I was able to share with Slavkovsky being out 3 months and Drew and Armia being out to the All-Star break, stuff like that. You do get that. Or if there's a suspension pending, it might come out either right after or during the stream, or it might come out earlier and you get to recap it there. But at the same time, if you do it the night before, you get to speculate on suspension. For example, like with the Slavkovsky and Anderson stuff, saying, oh, Anderson should get 5 games, and then coming out it got 3 games, talking about the next game. Like stuff like that does keep you engaged and keep you wanting to come back, I think. It does keep certain people wanting to come back. And I appreciate you coming into the stream to get my reaction. I appreciate that a lot. I like that. But yeah, exactly, Bob. Yeah, it's just not the recap either. People come in, exactly, the insight. Thank you. I appreciate the insight I provide. Yeah, how a certain player performed, Like with you're asking how I thought Leonin performed, You're asking for my opinion to gauge your thoughts on. You're asking for my thoughts to gauge your opinion and see how a player did. You're trusting in my opinion, which I like that. I appreciate that a lot. And I like that. Or yeah, the coaches blew it, or if the refs sucked again. Exactly, Bob. And people will know. Even though weirdly enough, this year has been a little bit more. People who are frequent watchers know I don't blame the refs often. On, if anything, I try and stick up for the referees a little bit. Like, okay, from this angle, it probably looked like it was a trip or blah blah blah. Only very rarely will I actually be like, yeah, no, the refs sucked on this call. Refs missed this. Refs blah blah blah. I will not do that as often as I think a lot of people will do. So. I definitely think that when it comes time for me to actually say that, it does hold up more as opposed to certain people who every game go, oh, the refs missed this call, and the refs missed this, the refs missed that, and the refs, this call shouldn't have been called because blah, 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 something like that. Your opinion's invalid by the time something actually happens, because then it's like, oh, I mean, you said this shouldn't have been called, and it really should have been. It's like, when this should have been called, it probably shouldn't have, blah, blah, blah. Like it's something where certain people, I understand, will always hate on the referees no matter what, but you gotta I think you gotta understand that. And I like how I do this. You'll just be saying like for example, like, oh, I like the recap you provide, but also the insight you bring on if the ref sucked. And here I am going off on this like tangent about how the goddamn referees about how the referees are underappreciated. I like that as well. I like that I can give my opinions on certain topics because I'm asked about one aspect and I bring it into another. I like that as well. But yeah, I think a lot of people do have to understand that the referee last game, you're going to miss shit. Even if there's 4 officials on the ice, you got 10 officials on the ice, and there will always be at least one play a game, I think, that 10 out of 10 referees or officials will miss. I think there is 10 out of 10 that will miss at least one call that should have been called a game usually, and that's not the referees being biased or anything. That's just them potentially missing a call. Like I said, you can put 10 referees out there and probably all of them will miss at least one thing a game, Hey, yeah, Bob, I forgot you live in Leafs Nation. Habs losing insight is something we just don't get in Toronto. I'm not. Toronto. I see now. Yeah, it's something you'll get over there in Toronto. I give high value to guys like you in Hockey Junkie. Fucking Toronto. I was like, Toronto? Like, where's way too much at Toronto. I give high value to guys like you and Hockey Junkie. And yeah, Hockey Junkie's pretty good. And obviously, Rick is kind of like top tier. Like the way I'd rank it, like I don't watch too much hockey. Some of like the guys that he not some of the guys he evaluates, like some of the things he does, like some of the editing choices I'm a little bit iffy on. But aside from that, like his actual opinions and thoughts, like he's very, very for a Habs fan, he's very, very like unbiased. He's very much like even though he's a Habs fan, obviously, like you know what I mean. Like I can't find the words for some reason. He's very unbiased. He's very much like he'll tell it how he sees it, and same with Rick, obviously, and me, obviously. Well, I've been very, very outspoken about my thoughts on Michael Pezzetta, obviously. Whereas a lot of people would probably be like, oh, he's doing this right, he's doing this, because he's a Habs player. But I'm not afraid to say when I think someone sucked and when I think someone played very, very good. So thank you, Bob. I appreciate you giving high value to guys like us and our opinions on the Canadiens, and yeah, they help you with your knowledge. But yeah, you've got a very extensive knowledge on the Canadiens as well. So like, I definitely appreciate you coming in here and. Like I said, someone with your high amount of knowledge about the Canadiens and hockey overall, because you've been watching a long time, for you to be like, yeah, Harry, you're right about this, and be like, holy shit, I guess I do know what I'm talking about in this regard, So thank you, Bob, again. Yeah, someone used the word Tirana on talking Habs last night, Bob. Yeah, that's I love that. I love the different ways you can pronounce Toronto, like Trana, Trina, Twana. Just pronounce it as butchered as you can and see how people get. See how long it takes people to get where you're from. It's funny to just mess with people like that. It sucks that Montreal doesn't really have that because like Toronto, Montreal, like they're so like Montreal's so uniquely pronounced. In Toronto, it's like yeah, Lynn Tran. You can't say like I live in Montreal. Like you can't really say that. How many posts can I make in a row? It's 7 now. Thank you, Bob. Sadly. We'll find out. Let's keep going. Sadly, in my opinion, Pezzetta has fallen off. Yes, he has, Bob. Absolutely. I thought last year he played halfway decent. I thought he was okay. He put up, I think 10 points in 50 games. He was not god awful. Michael Pezzetta. No, I don't want his cap friendly. Thank you, Google. Yeah, like looking at Hockey DB. Yeah, like he put up 5 goals, 11 points, 81 penalty minutes in 51 games last year. Literally the worst team in the National Hockey League. That's really not that bad. That's really not bad. But this year, like so far, 8, let's go, Bob. So far in 26 games, 2 goals, 1 assist, 3 points, 23 penalty minutes, and a -6 on a average Habs team that isn't doing all that bad at this point. Like especially last night, like he was on. I'm pretty sure he was on I'm pretty sure he was on the ice, or he should have been on the ice for 1 or 2 goals because Dadonov and Hoffman's lines were out there. he should have had a plus minus at least 1 or 2. So he might have been a -7 or a -8 before last night's game. Just he's fallen off. He's not getting physical. He's not fighting. It feels like since Arbor Jackie's come on the team, Pezzetta very much has become a reliability. And if you can recoup that 6th round pick you spent on him by either sending him down and knowing he won't get claimed or hoping he won't get claimed, or just trade him to a Detroit that could always use that good old grit, I don't see what you can do with him. Screw you. Oh, boo. Boo, Faggio. Boo. Boo. Boo, Faggio. But yeah, no, I feel like Michael Pezzetta definitely has just fallen off offensively and not even defensively, physically as well. Like I said, he's not checking. The fact that I point out, Pezzetta finished a check last night, I think shows how bad he's played in the 26 games he's had so far. When I'm have to point out, oh yeah, Pezzetta actually finished a check, that just shows. Like, yeah. Harry, I forget how old you are. I'm 20, Bob. You already know way more about the Habs in the NHL. Oh, thank you, Bob. I appreciate it. I already know way more about the Habs in the NHL in general than ever. Well, thank you, Bob. Again, I appreciate it, my guy. It means a lot coming from someone like you that you would say that. Thank you very much. It's very, very humbling. Thank you very much. Thank you. But yeah, no, we do have a neutral opinion on Michael Pezzetta though, so I think that means you're very, very smart and knowledgeable about hockey. If you know Michael Pezzetta is a very bad hockey player this year, I will low-key argue, and I will argue this to the umpteenth degree with everybody that disagrees. Michael Pezzetta has been the worst player in the NHL this year. I will argue that, and we're talking player, not like goaltender. Not goaltenders, straight up like players on the ice taking shifts. Michael Pezzetta has been the worst player in the National Hockey League. I will argue that to the umpteenth degree. You can say Erica Branson. I don't know if he's still considered one of the worst players in the NHL. I know he had one of the worst contracts for a long time, but I don't know if he's even in the NHL. He might be playing in Ottawa still, which would actually might have a candidate for being actually anyone on Ottawa might probably rival Michael Pezzetta for first player in the NHL. But you can argue whoever you want. You watch Michael Pezzetta's play on the ice. Dude has had like 5 or 6 great chances to have a goal. Dude could honestly have had 7 or 8 goals by now. But the dude, every time he gets a shot, shoots at the fucking chest. He never goes 5-hole, never goes top shelf, never goes, for a tricky, middle angle shot on the glove or the blocker. I like how I went glove blocker because I'd probably have a blocker left hand and a catcher right hand. He always shoots at the net. Always shoots right at the. He always shoots on the net. Why he never shoots wide? No, but he always shoots at the fucking chest of the goaltender he's up against, and it's frustrating to see that Michael Pezzetta, decent 4th line guy, and just think if he had capitalized on those opportunities, if he has 7, 8 goals this year, he has 10 points probably because he probably has an assist in there somewhere, another assist in there somewhere. Michael Pezzetta, 8 goals, 24 years old, might be able to flip him for like a 3rd round pick. Oh, he's a physical. He's physical. He's got some goals this year. He's still only 24. He can develop. Might be able to trade that. Because again, we have Arbor Jackie, who's got 5 goals this year, playing way better than Michael Pezzetta ever has. And we're going to get into this literally in about 10 seconds. And this can relate back to Michael Pezzetta. You know what? Yeah, let's talk about this. The Habs fans are getting in it. And we've got a fight. Arbor Jackie and Adam Lowry, after a scrum in kind of the slot right in front of Montembeault, Jackie and Lowry break away. They square up. Lowry actually gives him a couple of punches, almost takes him down a couple times, but Jackie stays up. Jackie ends up getting on top of him, wins the fight. What does he do afterwards? Firstly, it's a great fight. X going to give it to you, obviously. What happens afterwards? Jackie, and I'm going to stand up to show you exactly what Jackie did. And I moved the boxes as well, so I can actually stand a little further back. Dude fucking taps the jersey and tugs at it. Jackie, you can tell how much he fucking loves playing for the Montreal Canadiens. After a fight, you just look down, tap the jersey and tug at it, showing everybody, this is who I play for. This is my team. This is who I love. And Michael Pezzetta barely fucking fights. He's had 3. Jackie has 7. It's genuinely funny to me because I'm positive that there are players out there in the NHL who don't want to go against Xhekaj, would gladly fight Michael Pezzetta, and Pezzetta probably is refused. They'll go to Xhekaj and it'll be like, hey, yeah, fuck it, let's drop him. It's genuinely funny to me how you look at Michael Pezzetta last year. He was getting a little physical, having a couple fights. I think he ended the year with 5 fights in 56 games, which is not that bad. Pretty okay. Again, I ended with, I think I said 81 penalty minutes in 56 games. Not bad. Played okay. And then this year you look at him again, 3 points, something like 20 penalty minutes in 20 games. I think I said something like that. And then you look at Xhekaj. Dude's already got 13 points. He is tied for the lead in defensive points on the team with Kaiden Guhle, and that's because Kaiden Guhle's hurt. Guhle probably has 15, 16 points at this point. He's about 10 games, 3 points in 10 games. That's probably fair. It's probably fair. It's probably fair to assume he'd have maybe 3 points in those 10 games. Not bad, But he is tied for Kaiden Guhle and actually has the lead on him because of goals. Both as rookies, Kaiden Guhle looked so good defensively. Arber Xhekaj has more goals than Kaiden Guhle. Now, obviously, if he's healthy, who knows those 3 points aren't 3 goals? Who's to say? Blah, blah, blah. But still, and you look at Xhekaj, how hard he's fighting to stay in the lineup. He was a healthy scratch until Jonathan Drouin got hurt, and Xhekaj goes in as the 7th defenseman, plays the 7th defenseman role, and has that much of an impact. Great cross-check from behind. Great fight with Adam Lowry. Great game overall. I thought he played very well, Xhekaj, last night. And then you look at Michael Pezzetta, who gets a really good shot attempt, probably the best shot attempt between him and Xhekaj last night. Right in the slot, shoots it on chest at Hellebuck. Doesn't go for anything. Doesn't try to maybe skate in a bit and try and get a deke. Doesn't try and go top shelf or anything like that. Shoots it right at the chest. That right there. Look at last night's game. That is kind of an anogamy. No, I'm thinking of monogamy. No, anomaly? That's kind of the analogy. Not the analogy. What's the word I'm looking for? Someone can help me out, I think. But that's kind of the big pit. You can look at last night's game. Just look at how Xhekaj played when he was on the ice, and look at Pezzetta how he played on the ice. That's kind of how they've been all season. Xhekaj has been rough 'em, tough 'em, defensive, can put up some offense. Pretty good shot, quite underrated if you ask me. If he makes the All-Star game via the meme vote, might be able to go in for the hardest shot and put up a decent 90 mile per hour. We'll see. And then Michael Pezzetta has just kind of been coasting because he knows he's going to make $700,000 in the NHL because, the Canadiens aren't going to send me down. They need their fucking forward depth right now. They'd be stupid to send me down. Not realizing that there's like 6 other guys next year that are better than him and are going to make the lineup over him next year. So enjoy the NHL while you can, buddy. But it's so indicative. That's the word I was looking for. Thank you, nobody in the chat. I thought that myself. I'm very happy. It's very indicative of the season that both these guys have had. If you compare Xhekaj's season to Pezzetta's season, that's how bad Pezzetta's been and how good Xhekaj's been. It's so weird seeing when people say, "Oh, Xhekaj's an AHL defenseman. Xhekaj doesn't belong in the NHL." He's literally, I'm pretty sure, first in rookie defenseman goals, first in rookie PIMs, I'm pretty sure, second in the league in penalty minutes. Ironically, the only guy who I think actually beat him in a fight, Delorier, is actually first, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure he's first in defensive power play points, maybe. I might be wrong about that. You look at Arber Xhekaj, he's having a great underrated rookie season, I think. He's having a great season, in my opinion. And then Michael Pezzetta, people will easily say, hey, Michael Pezzetta. Hey, Michael Pezzetta. Hey, Michael Pezzetta. No, he's a good fourth line guy. He can check. He can hit. He can fight. He can do that. And it's like, have you seen Xhekaj? Because there are people out there like, oh, we need more Michael Pezzettas. Like, no, we need more Arber Xhekaj guys who can get physical if they have to, if they need to. Not a guy who will just go out there, take 5 penalties a game, and then, oh, hey, he's a goon. He's a grinder. He's supposed to do that. No, grinders will still put up points. Xhekaj, in my opinion, is arguably the definition of a 3-way defenseman, and I feel like that should be a new term in the NHL: a 3-way defenseman, someone who can offend, someone who can defend, and someone who can be physical. Because part of being defensive is not being physical necessarily. It's shot blocking, making sure that this guy is not getting to the front of the net, being preventing that other team from scoring. That is part of what the defensive game is. Getting physical is hitting, fighting, stepping up to your teammates. Jack-Eye, in my opinion, is the perfect definition of a three-way player in the NHL. And, they say two-way offense and defense, obviously. People underestimate the physicality of the game, and Arbor Jack-Eye, in my opinion, is the definition of a three-way defenseman, in my opinion. I think they should bring that into the NHL. I don't know. It's a new term I'm going to coin. Arbor Jack-Eye is the first ever three-way defenseman in the NHL. by my standard. Every time I think of Pizzetta, all I think of is the photo that Hockey Junkie uses of him. His eyes look like they're bugging out like the old. Hey, yeah, Marty Friedman and Young Frankenstein. Yeah, he plays the fucking Hunchback, does he not? Yeah, no, yeah. I think I know what you're talking about. I think I've seen him use that picture of Pizzetta a couple times. That's fucking. Oh, that's funny. Let me see if I can look up Michael Pizzetta. Let me see if I can find. I don't think I can find the exact picture, but yeah, no, like it's so weird. You look at his Hockey DB page, and okay, he looks good, maybe a little handsome, doesn't look bad, and then you look at a picture from the last 2 years, and it's like, oh god, drugs are a hell of a thing. Seriously, you look at Michael Pizzetta recently, and it's just like, oh god, what drugs have you gotten into? Have you what? Seriously, it's like, oh god, oh no, Michael Pizzetta. Grow some facial hair. Do something. My internal dictionary thesaurus is currently buffering. No, Bob. Shit, that sucks, man. That sucks. I remember Pizzetta defended Montembeau in a fight against Canucks. I actually do remember that. John Speed. Do a split screen Pizzetta and Feldman. I'll see if I can do that, Bob. Michael. Actually, wait, no, I can do it on my phone. I might be able to get it on my phone. I doubt it, but we'll see real quick. Thank you, Bob. I do appreciate. I like the idea. I'll see if I can somehow find it. Last season before Bob. John Speed. I kind of remember that. I kind of remember that when he would Marty Feldman. I'll see if it comes up. That would be really cool if it did. I kind of remember him defending Montembeau in that fight. Is there anything? No, there's not. Shit. Okay. Well, fuck it. I'll get up a picture of Michael Pizzetta first, and we'll try it like this. When the Oilers beat us 8-2. Yeah, I'm not sure if you can steal the Pizzetta pick from Hockey Junkie. I might be able to. Actually, yeah. What if I just look up Michael Pizzetta, Hockey Junkie? That might help. Pizzetta headshot on TJ Oshie. It might be in this one. Yeah, Kane's first game, Pizzetta got destroyed. Yeah, I do kind of remember that. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Pizzetta. Yeah. I think I do kind of remember that. All right, I got to turn down the stream volume for now. Or not the stream volume, the video volume for now. I got to see if I can find the... I'll keep the video. Oh, yeah, no. I got it. I got the picture. Yeah, no. Is this the picture, Bob? Yeah, no, this is the picture. Yeah, this is the picture. There you go, guys. But, yeah, no, this is the just Michael Pizzetta. That needs to be an emoji in the server, I think. That's got to be an emote, just like HRWTF or something like that. I think we can come up with something like that. Yeah, there we go, Bob. Yes. There we go. Yeah, that's the fucking he does look so much like Marty Friedman. So boyos, that is Michael Pizzetta, obviously. You can tell by the hockey helmet. Now I gotta go back to Google Chrome. Oh, okay. And then Marty Friedman, Young Frankenstein. I know this is no, not not Frank K. Oh, there we go. That's perfect. And then that's Marty Friedman from Young Frankenstein. So do I have anything? Okay, let me see if I can close. Okay, I got my clock open. Okay, so can I do it like this? Okay, so Michael Pizzetta. Hey, we got the spam bots, baby. Let's go, spam bots, baby. Let's go. So Michael Pizzetta. All right, so Michael Pizzetta and Marty Friedman. Can you guys tell the difference? Aside from one being in black and white and the other's in color. But even then, I'm sure Young Frankenstein has been color corrected to be in color at least once. But yeah, I don't think you guys can. I don't think you guys can tell the difference. The first one I showed was Michael Pizzetta. But yeah, Pizzetta, I do remember that he did defend Montembeau John Speed. I do remember that. That was at least okay. Clifford, hey, how's it going, man? Hey, good win. Definitely, Clifford. I think the Canucks are currently beating you guys in the bit of a stretch, but it's in the eyes. Exactly, Bob. It is in the eyes. It is in the eyes. Absolutely. It's all in the eyes. I think we're currently beating you in the Bedard sweepstakes. You guys might be. They will probably do the typical Canucks thing, though. Rally to finish, 5 points out. Probably Clifford, honestly. That the full NHL standings right now. Apparently, I'm looking up NHL Stina, apparently. All right, let me. I'm not on any type of drugs, by the way. My hair might tell you differently, but I'm not. Hey, is it time to replace the sunglasses guy bottom of the screen with Pizzetta? Oh, it might be Bob. Oh yeah, that is the Tourette's guy I currently have at the bottom. I don't know if it's showing right now, if it's just at the end of the videos. It might be showing now. Hello, Tourette's guy. Hi. I hope I'm looking at the right place of the screen. I hope I am. But but yeah, no, but yeah, no, definitely. It might be time to replace that with Michael Pizzetta. It might be. But then again, Hockey Junkie used that picture. I might not want to do that. But I don't know. I like the Tourette's guy, the Tourette's guy sunglasses picture. It might be. I think I'll keep it for now, but it might be. It might be replaced eventually with that. It might be. Marty Freeman is less horrific. I agree, Clifford. He absolutely is. So in the National Hockey League, nope. You guys have 2 games in hand. Clifford, Vancouver has 2 games in hand on Montreal, and they are 2 points back. So yeah, the Canadiens are 19-23-3. The Canucks are 18-22-3. Yeah. Surprisingly, they've scored more goals than us, but also have allowed slightly more. So yeah, that is kind of funny. That's kind of interesting. But yeah. Also, big shout out to Blackhawks, who have scored only 98 goals this year. They're averaging, they don't have it listed, but something like 2 goals against, something like 2.21 goals against average. Tourette's guy just cursed you out for waking him up. Yes, he did, Bob. Yes, he did. Shit! Piss! Oh, yeah, no, dude, I love the Tourette's guy, man. I love the Tourette's guy. Love him. For some reason, my throat is getting very dry today. If you're Vancouver, do you trade Horvat for prospects or draft picks? The Canucks don't have a problem at scoring. They have a dumpster fire. Yes, they do, Clifford. I saw you guys are using... I got to look up your guys' current roster. I know it's bad. I know you guys have OEL, who's actually not been, like, all that bad. He's been, like, half decent aside from his contract. Yeah. You guys have, like, Ethan Bear, who I think has been decent. Okay. Kyle Burrows. Travis Dermott, OEL, I think, has not been bad. Quinn Hughes has obviously been Quinn Hughes. Tyler Myers is just Tyler Myers. Tucker Pullman, Jack Rathbone, Luke Shen, and Riley Stillman. Luke Shen has arguably been your most consistent defenseman, I will argue. I like Luke Shen. But Bob, if you're in Vancouver, do you trade Horvat for prospects or draft picks? Firstly, Zetnik and Boyer, how's it going? Hey Boyer, how's it going, my guy? In my gay voice specifically, I like that, Boyer. Bob, if I'm being honest, I know, because Vancouver, I gotta look at Vancouver's drafting history to tell if because they're not great at developing prospects, and they're also not great at drafting. I don't think. Like, I mean, this year they drafted Elias Pettersson in the 3rd round, which is obviously fine. But like last year, they didn't have their 2nd round pick. This year they drafted Jonathan Lakremaki in 15th overall. Who they leave on the board? Noah Ostland, Joachim Kemel, who I think is a much better right winger than Jonathan Lakremaki, Ivan Miroshchenko, Owen Pickering, Jimmy Snuggerud, Philip Mazar, Philip Bysted, Brad Lambert. And not to mention as well, like, Owen Beck if you're going to the 2nd round. But, like, those are the guys that left on the board to draft Jonathan Lakremaki. And that's not even getting into Nathan Gauthier, Maverick Lamero, Isaac Howard. Like, there are guys that they absolutely that absolutely is something that they need to take into account and draft better with. Last year they drafted Danila Klemovic with their first pick, which was in the 2nd round. Big shout out though, they did draft Connor Lockhart in the 6th round. That is going to be a gem of a pick. I will argue that to the day I die. Well, maybe not to the day I die, because he's probably going to be out of the NHL by the time I die. But Connor Lockhart, I think, is going to be a very good, at the very least, third line center in the NHL, whether it's Vancouver or other words. Okay, wow, and that draft picks rights were traded for Jordy Ben. Wow, Winnipeg, that hurts. But Vancouver, for example, who do they leave on the board? Francesco Pinelli, Logan Stankoven, Ratu, Jack Pert, Matthew Knieves, who's probably going to be a decent third liner, JJ Moser, Colton Dock, Riley Kidney, Olivia Kappa. See, like, this is the issue with Vancouver. This is the issue with Vancouver's drafting. They're never picking the best player on the board. You know, like they never go with that. Like looking back, like ignoring 2020 for now. Looking at 2019, Vasily Podkolzin in 10th overall. They left Matt Boldy, Cole Caulfield, Peyton Krebs, Harley Thomas, elite, Ville Heinola even. Ryan Suzuki, they left all these guys on the board for Vasily Podkolzin, who I think has been okay. 10th overall? No way in hell. You know, and Niels Höglander, I think, has been pretty okay. Who did they leave on the board for him? Matthew Robertson, Nicholas Robertson, Samuel Bolduc, who's actually, I think, is going to be a very, very good NHL defenseman. That one was not too bad, but considering wasn't much left at that point. And yet, they're trading for prospects. The whole is not incredible either. But I feel like if you're Vancouver, you kind of can't miss in this year's draft. So I would trade Horvat for draft picks, if anything. For prospects, the whole is not incredible either. But I feel like if you're Vancouver, you kind of can't miss in this year's draft. So I would trade Horvat for draft picks, if anything. I feel like that might be the best option is. Yeah, true, Clifford. Yeah, I forgot about that. Luke Schenn is also number 1 in hits for defensemen all time. I think he is 6th overall for players, though, I think, or 5th. He's around the top 6. I know Cal Clutterbuck, weirdly enough, is, I would say, Arbor Jackeye, which we don't really need Luke Schenn at this point. We have enough defensive prospects. One of them is probably going to come out next year. But if, for example, say we did get Luke Schenn for some reason, we would like him. I think we would like him in Montreal. And whoever gets him at the deadline, because unfortunately, Vancouver is probably going to trade him. I think that fan base is going to really like him, which weirdly enough might be Tampa, which is where you guys traded him to last time. Yeah. Rutherford said they require major surgery. That to me says moving players for pick surgery and drafted players. Yes, Bob, definitely. That does speak that to me as well. I'm pretty sure he also says something to the effect of not everybody that's on this team right now will be here, I think, next year or something like that. I like that. I do like that Rutherford wants to make moves. I don't know if he's the guy to make those moves, though. I don't know if I trust Jim Rutherford to make very good moves. Just because, like Horvat, for example, you should be able to get great assets for Bo Horvat. That's weird. You're obviously not going to get Pettersson or Hughes moved. You're maybe going to want to move Besser. You're going to want to move JT Miller. Who's going to take on that attitude, though, realistically? But like, say they do move on from guys, draft picks and prospects is the way to go. I think, and here's the thing for the Canucks. Here's the fucked up thing. They're not even out of their current rebuild. This was the year they were supposed to be going for playoffs. It's why they got Barbecue Bruce. It's why they went on that, 28-4 run after getting Bruce Boudreau, something crazy like that. Last year, they wanted to be in playoffs this year. They're technically not even out of their current rebuild because they haven't won a lot this year. When they started, 06-0, that technically put them back in the rebuild. They're lucky they did not get rid of their first-round pick this year, because if they hadn't, they would have been fucked. Canucks drafting has been, thank you, John Speed. Yeah, Clifford, absolutely. Their best move this year was picking up Andrei Kuzmenko from the KHL. He has, I think, 20 goals. He has, I was going to look up Clifford. He has, 18 goals, 30-something points, 17 goals, 38 points in 42 games. And what's the fucked up thing? He's probably going to be trading. He's probably going to be traded, because realistically, who's going to take on OEL? Who's going to take Miller when Kuzmenko's probably going to want $5 million, $6 million, something like that? He's shown he's worth the money, but can Vancouver afford him? That's the thing. Can they afford him? I'm pretty sure that's why they're going to be wanting to trade out Bo Horvat as well, to get the money to sign Andrei Kuzmenko. Like, even with the cap going up, what's the bet that you're going to be able to sign? For example, say you don't get rid of Kuzmenko say you don't get rid of Horvat, for example. You sign Horvat to say a 1-year deal. Hey, Give us 1 year, $3 million, for example. Kuzmenko, give us 1 year, $3 million. Cap's going to go up big time next year. You both get your raise. What does that fix? What does that fix? Because you're still with the same roster. You're still with the same roster 2 years from now. You're probably in the same spot. Fucking Bruce Boudreau is going to be kicked out as head coach for some goddamn reason. But it's just like, it doesn't make sense what's going on in Vancouver, and it's piss poor, unfortunately. And I don't want to talk shit about Vancouver. I want Vancouver to do good. I like Vancouver. I don't like what I'm seeing out of them, unfortunately. Harry, Justin looked good last night. I agree, Dan. They did not look good until the third period. They kind of looked decent. First period, they very much looked overwhelmed, which is what ironically I thought the Canadiens were going to look last night, but it was the Jets that just looked kind of overwhelmed and kind of defeated, weirdly enough. Yeah. Zebnik, if Vegas was to trade Martinez, Leonard, and Theodore, who do you see all of them going to? Zebnik, Martinez, I could see in New Jersey. For some reason, I just see that working out. Leonard, I don't know, because I feel like at this point, you're going to have to attach an asset to Robin Leonard to trade him, because A, the bankruptcy, B, the attitude, C, the fact that he's out for the rest of the year and only going to play next year. I feel like you'd have to trade him to a team that would want to contend next year, for example. Not exactly like this team, for example, but say, for example, a San Jose, say they planned on contending next year. It'd actually be kind of ironic. But, say, for example, Robin Leonard for a third-round pick and a prospect, for example, with San Jose's intention to win next year, for example. That might be okay. That might end up working. Theodore, I don't know. I feel like there's going to be teams lining up to get Shea Theodore because I think he's a great, great defenseman. I don't know where I see Theodore going, though. I don't think I have one specific team in mind. Bob, yeah, I would think that Horvat could bring 2+ first-round picks and other assets. I would think that, too. I would assume that. Yeah, Clifford, you guys started, 05-2, thank you. It was not 06-0, thank you. 05-2, yeah. That definitely set you guys back for sure. We can't afford Kuzmenko, really. Exactly, Clifford. Unfortunately, you guys just can't afford him, because, let me go to Cap Friendly. Cap Friendly Teams Canucks. You guys have this year Bo Horvat as a pending UFA, Andre Kuzmenko as a pending UFA, Ethan Bear a pending RFA, Travis Dermott a pending RFA at 26 going to 27. That's kind of weird. Luke Shen. Okay, well, Luke Shen, he'd signed for fucking league minimum because he likes playing in Vancouver. Kyle Burrows is a pending UFA. We'll call him Delio, whatever. And then Thatcher Demko and Tanner Pearson both on the IR. And then Michael Furland, who cares? Tucker Pullman's making 2.5 on the LTIR. So looking at this entire team, looking at this team right now, 35, 47. You guys are spending like $60-65 million with the IR stuff. So technically, you guys can afford Kuzmenko and Horvat, but realistically, with Bear, Dermott, when Tucker Pullman and then I didn't even count our Pierce. Very much one or the other. It's very much one or the other. Right now it feels like it's one or the other. Justin Ballmer, 800. No way, did we hit 800 subs again? Yeah, let's go, boys. 800 sub hype again. Let's go, boys. We hit it, and then someone unsubbed. Let's go, boys. Thank you guys for the 800 subscriber mark. I appreciate it once again. Thank you guys. Justin Ballmer, Keegan R. Thank you guys for coming by, man. Appreciate it a lot. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. But it's very much like you said, or like I said, it's very much one or the other kind of, Clifford. And it depends. I would try and sign Kuzmenko because I think Kuzmenko is going to be very, very good. But yeah, just you guys can't afford both. Maybe not even either of them. I don't know if you've ever seen an interview with him. I've not seen an interview with Kuzmenko. I gotta look those up because if he barely speaks English, that sounds fun. That sounds really fun. Jack Olsen coming in with the bark. Hell yeah, my guy. Yes, man, Mike. Draft isn't 40. Well, now 41 minutes. When you said that, it was 45 minutes. Hell yeah. Dan, yeah, I kind of thought the Jets were going to win. I think I said a 6-3 Habs win somehow. But yeah, that is kind of funny. Yeah. Theodore's good, but injury prone. Yeah, definitely Zebnik. Yeah. Malkin. Hey, let's go. I mean, hey, we'll see. We'll see Malkin. We'll see about Malkin Olsen. Cummy, indeed, Boyer. Who would you rather have on the Habs? POD or Bo Knows Hockey Horvat? As much as I like Bo Knows, I got to go Dubois. I think he's on the cusp of breaking out into a pure superstar. Didn't look I thought he actually had a couple decent shifts last night. I thought he I thought he looked pretty decent. And here's the thing. He's a left winger, for example. He's got 20 goals, 49 points in 45 games. He is having a great season. He's been a very consistent 50 point guy. If you can sign him, say $6 million, because by the point 2 years from now, when he's a unrestricted free agent, for example, he's going to be, right in his prime, probably. If you can get him for, probably it'll actually be like $8 million. The cap's going to be way up by that point. I'd rather you can shift him around at some points. If you have an injury at center, if you can get him, he's a guy. If there's an injury at center, like there would be right now, for example, Dubois. All right, Dubois moves back to center. That's fine. You've had to use Jonathan Drouin at center, and I'm not saying he's absolutely terrible, obviously, but Drouin's meant to be on the wing. He's not meant to be a center. But because he's had that experience in the past, we've had to play him at that fourth line center spot before he got injured. But Dubois, like I said, he's a guy you can play on the wing. You can play him at center if there's an injury, or if you just decide, hey, Dubois might play better at center on this game, for example. I like Bo Horvat, but I feel like Dubois would take a discount to play for his hometown team in Montreal. And like I said, I think he's on the cusp of being a superstar. You need those guys. You need guys like Caulfield, Suzuki, Dubois. I still think Sean Farrell can be a damn good second line winger, in my opinion. I still think that. I would personally rather Dubois, and I think he'd be incredible. Yeah, Keegan, road to 1,000 subs, my guy. Hell yeah, we are absolutely on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Absolutely, my guy. 100%. We're hoping to get that monetization. I'd love to start getting paid for this. It'd be awesome. Thank you, Keegan, man. I appreciate it. Road to 1,000 subs, indeed, my guy. We're gonna get there eventually, and I think we're gonna get there sooner rather than later. I can only hope. I got to get back on the grind for the videos. I admit I've been very lazy with the videos. I got to get back on that grind. We'll see eventually what happens, though. Thank you, though, guys. I appreciate it. Shocking win by the Habs. Absolutely, Mad Mike. I would definitely say a much needed win if we want to get back to 500. Definitely. Boyer's still trying to offer 15th and 47th for St. Louis's 05 first. With a shitty draft like 2004, I wouldn't take that, Mad Mike. I wouldn't take that. Keegan, man, Mike, let's get that road to 1,000 going, my guy. I know we need 900 first, but let's get that road to 1,000 popping off. Let's go on that road to 1,000. I really believe that PLD is going to be amazing. As do I, Bob. Absolutely. It would probably take a big. Here's the thing, Bob. Because with Winnipeg, they're in a kind of a pickle, because it's either 2 years from now, PLD walks to UFA status for free and likely signs with Montreal. Because I don't think he'd probably get better offers, but he probably would sign with Montreal because he's expressed that desire recently to play in Montreal. Or Montreal calls Winnipeg, say after this season, and is like, hey, you're negotiating with Pierre Dubois. You realize that after next year he's a free agent, right? You realize that he is a free agent, and and he's going to be a UFA, and we can just sign him for nothing. So we'll give you, say, for example, we'll give you a second round pick, Matthias Norlinder, and the contract of, I don't know, Yoel Armia, because you got to give at least a little bit of something. The contract of Yoel Armia, because Armia, I think, could pan out in a good third line role back with Winnipeg. The contract of Yoel Armia, because Armia, I think, could pan out in a good third line role back with Winnipeg. Second round pick, Yoel Armia, Matthias Norlinder, take her to leave it. Kind of force Winnipeg's hand a little bit, because, like, again, it's either you get that one more year of Pierre-Luc Dubois, you sign him at, say, whatever is his qualifying offer is going to be, which is probably like $8-9 million, because he signed, I think, for $6 million this year, something like that. And you let him walk to UFA status where he becomes a free agent you lose him for nothing, or say if Winnipeg's out of the playoffs, you trade him at the deadline for whatever. And again, you lose him for not much, or you call Montreal and you maybe get a second round pick in next year's draft, not 2023, but 2024. You maybe get a second round pick, a replacement, not a replacement player, but a player in return. Decent defensive prospect. And yeah, and then you can go and spend that money on Tyler Myers or something. I don't know, because Superstars don't want to play in Winnipeg. I apologize, Fazio. But I PayPal's at this point, which is why we have that in the description if you guys want to donate. Cheap plug, put the PayPal's in the description. But yeah, no, at this point we are very much just getting just random PayPal's, just eventually when we hit 1,000 subs, we can get super chats, which I'm not going to utilize because fuck YouTube. I'm not giving 30% of my donations. 30% they're getting from super chats. But I would still like to at least get monetized on the videos and the stream. So when people watch them, I'm pretty sure I have a button like, hey, you know what? Let's play an ad right now. Let's play another ad. 10 minutes later, hey, you know, let's play an ad. You know, because I can use that for comedic timing. I can use that for comedic stuff. Unless you have an ad blocker, which is going to be bad. But yeah. Mad Mike, it's more than those two. Ooh, boy, you're exposing Mad Mike. Damn. Yeah, Mad Mike, that's smart. I had some concerns. Oh god, my voice is starting to hurt. Let's go, baby. I love that. It means I'm working hard. I had some concerns about PLD demanding a trade out of Columbus. The easy target for that was his relationship with Torts, but PLD says he has nothing but sports. He has nothing but sports for specs. Yeah, Bob. No, I get that. I don't think he's lying. About that. I'm not saying you're saying that obviously, but I don't think he'd be lying about that because like he could have just come on and been like, yeah, no, I respect Torts, but we didn't have the greatest connection in Winnipeg and Columbus. You know, he could have said some bullshit like that or whatever. But no, it's like, no, I have nothing but respect for Tortorella. It was just I didn't want to play in Columbus because who wants to play in Columbus? You know, that's probably how he felt. You know, he wants to be in a big market city. I could see it being another Panarin situation where he's a dude who's stuck playing for a piss poor team in Columbus, finally leaves to another piss poor team in Winnipeg. I apologize, Winnipeg Jets fans, all 8 of you. But and then leaves as soon as a UFA. Oh, sorry, Tortellini. Yes, sorry, John Tortellini. Thank you, Clifford. Nothing with respect for John Tortellini. Yes, sorry, John Tortellini. Then leaves to a big market like Montreal, the first chance he gets to. I wanted Panarin on the Canadiens. In retrospect, kind of glad we didn't get him because we probably wouldn't have Suzuki and Coughlin right now. But you get Dubois, you have potentially probably Dalibor Dvorsky because at this point it's kind of written in the stars that one of your picks you're going to draft Dalibor Dvorsky because God damn it, the Habs love confusing me on Dvorak and Dvorsky. They're going to love it. Get Dubois who can play at that left wing spot. Stack your lines. It's been a long ass time since Montreal, and Bob probably knows this. Rick mentioned this last night. You don't see teams with 6, 7, 8 superstars in the NHL anymore. I think the Canadiens might bring that back, because Caulfield, Suzuki, Gooley, whether it's we turn Montembeault into a star naturally through his development, or a guy like Jacob Dobbs somehow exceeds decent starter potential, which I think he has. Or a guy like Dustin Wolf or who's that? I keep Devin Levi, for example, who I still think will be a top 5 goalie in the NHL. I gotta remind you guys that every time I say his name. One of these guys ends up being a superstar. Sean Farrell, I think, can be a damn good star. Josh Wall, I think, will be a great player in the NHL. Philip Mazar, Yuri Slafkovsky. We have superstar potential written all over this team. We have dynasty potential, I think. And that's what a lot of people are forgetting. Habs have dynasty potential, at least in my opinion. I think we do. Zepnik, true. Jack-Eye. Jack-Eye does have superstar potential as well. Definitely. Ooh, let's go. Howdy ho. But yeah, Bob, yeah, in short terms, yes. I think I had a bit of concern about that as well, but I like Dubois. Yeah, you gotta cut your partner's supers. Yeah, Clifford, fucking like, yeah, I knew it was 30%. It was 20, 30, somewhere around there. It's insane. Like YouTube, like at least with like PayPal, they only take like 8%, maybe 5%, something small. It's like, okay, if I get donated $100, I still make like $93, something like that, for example. YouTube is like, hey, yeah, you made $100. Yeah, no, you made 70, which obviously is still like really good. Like obviously I'd still take the $70, but like if I have the options, I'd rather get PayPal $100 and only have to get like $8 taken out off of it and still make 90 something dollars over, hey, YouTube, thank you for taking $30. Thank you. It's like, if you get donated $1, you make 70 cents. Basically, you don't even get the full dollar from YouTube. If you get donated $2, like, okay, that's like $1.50, something. It's like $1.50. That's like $1.30 you get, something like that. You know, you get PayPal $1,000, you make like $800, something like that. You make $700 something dollars. That's fucking crazy. It's absolutely nuts. Obviously, I'm not saying anyone would ever donate $1,000 via super chats, anyways, but still. Exactly, Bob. Going to the bottom. Exactly. Without YouTube, I wouldn't get anything. Exactly. I mean, thankfully, like I said, we do have PayPal that we could use, which I have that, obviously. That's fine. But yeah, to get paid and to get the actual monetization, to get the actual what's the word I'm looking for? To get the actual AdSense, to get your actual AdSense, I feel like you do need to have super chats enabled, which does suck. It really does suck that you do need I think you do need super chats enabled. Clifford might be able to correct. Actually, no, because the guys he streams with do have super chats, which that doesn't work. But I think you do need super chats to get AdSense. I'm not 100% sure, but I think you might. I read his response and he could have answered with some basic answer, but it's like, yeah, exactly, Bob. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, very, very long and respectful. It was very much giving towards a lot of props. So yeah, no, like he wouldn't give this long-winded, honest answer if it was like, okay, point, he's telling the truth. Exactly, Clifford. We can have a line of three, four first liners, maybe even 5 or 6, because like again, Caulfield, Suzuki, Slavkovsky, Dubois, for example. I think Sean Farrell still has good first. Sean Farrell doesn't turn out still a good second line guy. Owen Beck is going to be at the very least a good second line guy. We're going to have guys playing on the third line who are getting stifled for ice time just because of how stacked Montreal is. And if we get these guys on a really bad team, I want to win a cup in Montreal. I will take third line minutes. I don't care. I'll take third line minutes. I'll take a pay cut. You know, you're going to have those guys, and it's going to be awesome. I think Montreal is going to be a great place to play in 5 years. Do you think Seattle should be playing Shane Wright? Zepnik, no. I think what they did was best, sending him back to the CHL. I think he plays in the OHL, I'm pretty sure. Or maybe actually it might be the WHL, I forget. But you know, I think the way they're handling Wright's development is actually pretty all right. I actually kind of like it. But yeah, Bob, and then getting back to your comment, yeah, without YouTube, I wouldn't get anywhere. I'd be streaming on fucking Daily Motion. I'd be streaming barely on Twitch. I'd be streaming on, God forbid, Facebook. I'd be streaming on these places that it's like, wow, yeah, no, this streaming service really sucks. You know, I'd be uploading videos to Daily Motion and getting 4 views. I wouldn't be anywhere without YouTube. So you got to give them props, but at the same time, you do have to criticize them for the for the mistakes that they made. At the same time, you got to give them props for the shit that they handle. Boy, you're gonna donate $50K. I'm sure you will, my guy. Clifford, I do remember you saying that in stream one time. Yeah, you got someone trying to send you $1,500 and shut your account down. You had to send your driver's license, and then you did get the money. I'm pretty sure, right? You did get the money, but it's just weird that they shut your account down for receiving the money. Like you receiving the money, your account gets shut down instead of, hey, you're trying to send this money. No. You got to send your driver's license if you want to send this money, because like that's a large amount. Not like, hey, we're gonna shut your account down. You're receiving too much money. Like it's weird. Rumble, yeah, indeed, John Speed, the Rumble, hell yeah. Yes, Bob, that is the opposite of what the Habs have had for years. Exactly. Like fucking how long was Jacob De La Rose on the first line in Montreal? How long was Jacob De La Rose on the second line? How long was Charles Hudon given a chance on the second line? How long was Brendan Gallagher on the first line with Philip Deneau, who I think is a very good second line guy? You know, like it's not too far of a stretch because Deneau could be a good first line defensive guy, I think. Yeah, let's go, Bob. Just sees 800 subs. Let's go, Bob. Hell yeah, man. We're getting that much closer to 1,000 subs, man. That much closer each stream. But yeah, Bob, that's the opposite of what the Habs have been dealing with. For example, Montreal Canadiens 2015-16 opening lineups, for example. I don't want roster. I want the finalized opening night roster. Do I have opening? Can we have the opening lines? Fuck. No, we don't. Shit. I do want the... Okay, not opening line. Let me just get the lines in general. And I get 15, 16 lines. Most common lines. Okay, So, for example, these are our 2015-16 lines to start the season. Wait, what? Why is it just top 3 lines? Most common forward. Oh, okay, these are the most forward common lines. I see. Okay. So, for example, by ice time, these are our top 3 lines pretty much. Pacioretty, Plekanec, Gallagher, Fleischman, Delorier, or Dehone, Dale Weiss, Brian Flynn, Torrey Mitchell, Devontae Smith-Pelly, and the best fourth line of all time, Lars Eller, Alex Galchenyuk, and Sven Andrighetto. Not to mention, we also had Alexander Semin. And then, of course, we got Paul Byron off waivers and Philip Deneau and all that. But yeah, we were genuinely giving Paul Byron first line ice time some nights. Like just look at that. And then the most common defensive pairings, Markov-Subban, which actually was very good. I don't think any of us can complain about Markov-Subban playing together. MLM Petrie, which was also very good. It's weird. Montreal for a while, we had a very good top 4 defense and great goaltending. Well, great starting goaltending. We just couldn't figure out our forwards, weirdly enough. But MLM Petrie, very, very good. And then Beaulieu Gilbert, which wasn't even like that bad. It was okay. It was all right. But like, look at it now. We were at that point where it's like, I mean, Jacob Delarose can maybe be second line. You could maybe try him there, see if it works. And now it's like, Josh Wall might be playing fourth line. Like, we have so much, like, it's like Caden Gooley first line. Like, okay, like, where does Arbor Jack slot in 3 years from now? And it might be like, maybe bottom pair still, maybe? Like, that's how good our depth is, that we're questioning if we're going to have to trade guys to give them opportunities. Instead of, hey, I mean, we could take someone on, we could sign like Alexander Semin and like see if he works. Now it's like, we might have to trade like this guy if we want to give him an opportunity, Like, hey, son, how's it going, my guy? But exactly, Bob. I agree. Lars Eller was decent. Yeah, no, Lars Eller was decent. He was a good third line guy. Second line, he can handle second line. He has had a great stint with Washington. I'm very, very happy. But exactly, that proves the point. Exactly, on a deep team, Washington, where you can play third line center behind Nick Backstrom and Evgeny Kuznetsov, and when there's injuries, can handle a second line role. But for the most part, is a third line center. Great depth, great at faceoffs, provides a decent bit of offense, plays well defensively. That's what a team needs. Lars Eller, when he was in Montreal, he was okay. I liked Lars Eller in Montreal from the time I saw him, but he was always too high in the lineup. He was always on the second line center spot or somehow playing first line wing some nights, And it was like, no, Lars, you're best on the third line. Like, play Galchenyuk there at the second line center spot. I mean, like, I understand, like, okay, Plekanec, don't do that. It's, I think it's kind of funny, Bob. It's funny how much depth we have now, but it's also funny how kind of mismanaged the team was back then with the head coach. I think it was Michel Therrien in 15-16. It's just, I find it really funny, and it's honestly kind of cool though how far this team has come. One team always goes from being in the playoffs and number 1 in the division, ends up completely missing the playoffs and falling off. Will be. Well, let me look at the NHL standings, Zepnik. Let me look at the NHL standings, or the NHL Stana, as I almost put again. So this year, like, I'm going from, like, right now, if the teams right now make the playoffs, and then the teams next year, for example, who misses the playoffs. Oh, sorry. The Stars are actually tied with the Jets. They have the same games in hand. The Jets have more wins. I guess maybe the Stars have more regulation wins. If I'm being completely honest, I feel like the Stars might fall off next year. Like, even though, like, I feel like Ben and Sagan might regress a bit more. I think Robertson's still going to be great, but for example, I don't know if they're going to be able to re-sign some of the guys that are up, because I'm pretty sure they have a couple of pretty good guys that are up next year or after this year. I don't know if I see them really being that competitive next year. Like, I mean, then again, it might be a situation. I almost closed the stream, which would have been really bad. It might be a thing of like, oh, well, who's going to challenge him? Like the Jets, maybe Minnesota, like Colorado, I think is falling off. Colorado might end up being the team that's out of the fucking playoffs this year, which is just absolutely insane to think. They go from Stanley Cup champion to probably missing the playoffs right now. At least they're a point behind Nashville, and then they're a couple points out from Minnesota at that point. They do have a game in hand on Minnesota and 2 games in hand on Nashville, so they're probably going to catch up to Nashville at the very least. But yeah, no, I think that the Stars are going to fall off next year. I think Colorado's going to have a good rebound. St. Louis is obviously going to do a rebuild. Arizona, this might be my hot take for next year already. Arizona's going to get close to a playoff spot. I think they're going to have a lot of their prospects coming into the lineup. I think they might get a couple guys in free agency. I think they might be all right. I think Arizona, I don't necessarily know if they make playoffs next year. I think they're going to be a good team, though. They're going to be at least 500. And hell, even them right now at 15, 25, and 5 is, I think, better than a lot of us expected to be, especially considering at the beginning of the season how they started out. I definitely think that it's going to get to a point where, and I just realized we never even finished the Habs game, so I should probably do that soon. I think Arizona's going to get at least close to a playoff spot next year. If not make it in, they are going to get close, I think. I think they're going to be at least a good 500 team. Thank you, Zepnik, for the question. So yeah, Jack Eye, again, tugging at the jersey, tapping at it, and it's just, see how hard he plays. The crowd then sings "Take Me Home, Country Roads." Love to hear it. Or "Country Roads, Take Me Home." I think it's Country Roads. No, yeah, because the title's reversed. Yeah, it's "Take Me Home, Country Roads." Love hearing them sing it. You love to see it. Hellebuck to the box. Hellebuck goes to the box for no reason. Hellebuck to the bench. Habs can't clear it. Jets with pressure, but that's all she wrote. Habs get the 4-1 win in regulation. Great victory. Monty holds on. Final shots are 28-26 for the Canadiens. Big win for the Canadiens. Their second in a row. Love to see it. We'll see if we can make it 3 with a win over Florida. Something that we need to do. We'll see if we can. I'm not going to say whether we do or not, but there's a chance. Arizona that is true. They have had their last 3 years of first round picks from the minors developing. Like, let me look up, for example, Arizona Coyotes prospect, draft history. Arizona Coyotes prospect, draft history. Not Darftery, draft history. There you go. Oh, sorry, Phoenix. They're still listed as Phoenix Coyotes on HockeyDB. Who do they have? Ben Cooley, who admittedly I don't think is going to be that great. I think he's going to be a good third-line center, but still okay. Connor Geekie, I think, is going to be great. I thought he was getting some games this year. Apparently, he didn't. Dylan Gauthier, they have. I was going to say Rotting. They have playing in the minors. I think he's gotten a couple games this year. Never mind, he's been fully in the NHL this year, apparently. So yeah, he's been actually pretty all right. Josh Doan, I think, might be able to make the roster next year. JJ Moser has been great. Ilya Fedotov might be able to come up next year. Mitchell Miller. Oh, God. Mitchell, fuck this piece of shit. But before that, they had Victor Soderberg, who I think has gotten some games this year. No, he's been completely in the AHL this year. But they have him, John Farinacci, obviously Matias Maccelli, who's been great this year, Aku Ratu, Barrett Hayden. Well, I mean, Barrett Hayden's been good. But they have good guys. Like Ty Emberson, I think, is going to be very, very solid. Liam Kirk, this might be a hot take. I think he's going to be good once he makes the NHL. I really, really like Liam Kirk. I think that kid's a very, very solid future third liner in the NHL. I really like what Liam Kirk can bring to an NHL team. And yeah, so the Habs win. Yeah, there we go. I'm going to get into the recap, or I'm going to get into the stats, work on the outro. Because, oh God, A, my throat's hurting, and B, I got to do something at 7, which, oh boy. So yeah, Nick Suzuki leads the Canadiens with 16 goals, 22 assists, 38 goals, or I wish 38 points. Sorry. Calgary next year. Oh yeah, Bob, yeah, you Calgary. Calgary might next this year. Here's the thing, Bob. Every year for the past 3 years, we've been saying, "Oh, this is the year Pittsburgh's gonna fall out of the playoffs. Pittsburgh's gonna fall out now," and it never happens. So if we pick someone else from that division, maybe then they'll finally fall off and miss the playoffs. Yeah, no, Calgary. I mean, it would be wishful thinking. It would be wishful thinking because I think we have Calgary's first round pick next year. It's either next year or the year after. I think it's 2025 actually. It would be wishful thinking for us either way. But yeah, I don't want to say Pittsburgh falls off. Yeah, something Vegas would be a dream for them to fall off. I'd love for them to fall off, obviously, because I don't think a lot of us like Vegas at this point. They're a very unlikable team. I apologize, but yeah. By the way, I have the Habs goal horn in my place. Hey, let's go, Zebnik. Hey, Darkness, how's it going in, my guy? How's it going in? How's it going inside you? What are you feeling right now, Darkness? No, how's it going, Darkness? Cole Caulfield leads the Canadiens in goals with 26. He also has 10 assists for 36 points, now only 2 behind Nick Suzuki. He made that race very, very close. Kirby Dach has 8 goals, 22 assists, 30 points for a career high in points. Big shout out, Kirby Dach. Weird. I'm pretty sure when he was drafted, he was first called like Kirby Dach, and now it's obviously Kirby Dach, but just weird. Christian Dvorak has 7 goals, 20 points. Sean Monahan. Sean Monahan, 6 goals, 11 assists, 17 points. Josh Anderson, surprisingly, with 12 goals, 4 assists for 16 points. Mike Hoffman now suddenly with 8 goals, 5 assists, 16 points. 13 points. 8 goals, 5 assists, 28 points. I say Calgary because Markstrom seems to have come down to earth in the Sutter coaching effect. Bob, that is true. Daryl Sutter usually does seem to have like a 4-year effect on a team, and I think this is their second year, but even then, like next year might wear off already. Daryl Sutter, though, does have a very limited run as a head coach before his shit gets kind of stale and it kind of wears off. I definitely agree with that, Bob. So I could see Calgary as well falling off as well, definitely. Yeah, Markstrom has unfortunately kind of come down to earth. I like Toffoli on the first line wing with Calgary, but he ideally should be on a second line. I love Toffoli. I love the chances he's getting with Calgary, but he ideally should be a second line guy, at least in my opinion. Plus, like they also have a lot of guys that I think are expiring this year. After this year, if I remember correctly. Let me just look up Flames. Yeah, okay, not a lot of guys, but like Milan Lucic, he's not going to get $5 million. He's probably, if he gets signed, I could see him honestly maybe getting $1 million. I think Lucic just had a pretty decent year so far. 4 goals, 12 points, 41 games. He might get signed to a team like Arizona. It wouldn't surprise me. I keep saying that. Hey, let's go, Zebnik. Hell yeah, man, let's go. Walker Duehr, I don't know who that is. He's probably not going to make much. Trevor Lewis, if he doesn't retire, probably another 1 year, 800. Oh, actually, no, 15 points in 44 games. He's been pretty good, Trevor Lewis. Maybe 1.5, maybe reward him. Connor Mackey, not going to get much. Michael Stone, probably another league minimum. Plus, Dan Vladar's already signed. So, for example, $32 million. Oh, yeah, they're already spending like $78 million on the cap next year because they've already extended Mackenzie Weegar and Dan Vladar and Jonathan Huberdeau. So, yeah, there's a decent chance they might fall off next year. Plus not to mention, Oliver Shillington's on the IR right now. So, yeah, they're going to be tight against the cap next year. Plus not to mention, they also have Kevin Rooney's contract in the minors. Connor Zary is going to want to be coming up. Dustin Wolf, who they do not have room for because they have Dan Vladar, Jacob Markstrom. And yeah, you're not going to want to get rid of one of those guys because you already extended Dan Vladar and you already have Jacob Markstrom. Hey, I got to take off now. Hey, Bob, thank you for coming by, man. Just wanted to say the same thing I said last night to Rick. I definitely appreciate all that you do for the channel and the subs. Hey, well, thank you, Bob. I appreciate it, man. I wouldn't be here for the fans coming by, for you guys. You guys aren't even fans. You're just my friends at this point. I consider you guys my friends. You're not even fans. You're friends. I wouldn't be here without my friends checking out the content, liking and commenting and subscribing. So I try and make it my best effort to read everything you guys say and take it and try and respond to it in some way. I appreciate it a lot, Bob. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate all of you guys coming by to the streams. It means a lot. Thank you again, Bob. I appreciate it. Have a wonderful dinner. Have a wonderful night, and I hope to see you in the future. Thank you. Thank you very much, Bob. Appreciate it. I said it earlier, but for me in Leafs Nation, it's hard to get Habs news. Yes, it is, Bob. It is very hard, unfortunately, to get Habs news in Leafs Nation. Over in Toronto. Thank you, man. You give that every time. Thank you, Bob. Appreciate it, man. Love it. Thank you, Bob. Love you, my guy. No homo, obviously. Thank you very much for coming by and checking out the stream, man. Keep your stick on the ice. Cheers, Trana. Thank you, Bob. I will keep the stick on the ice aside from when it's standing up against my DVD shelf over there. Cheers, Bob. Thank you very much, my guy. Pleasure having you, as always, in the chat. I just spewed fucking germs everywhere for a second. Arbor Jack guy has 5 goals, 8 assists, 13 points, the opposite of Mike Hoffman. Caden Gooley, 2 goals, 11 assists, 13 points. Evgenii Dadonov, 4 goals. I'm sorry, I'm disgusting right now. 4 goals, 8 assists, 12 points. Jonathan Drouin, not bad with 12 assists. Jake Evans, 2 goals, 9 assists, 11 points. Jordan Harris, 1 goal, 10 assists, 11 points. Yari Sofkovsky, 4 goals, 6 assists, 10 points. David Savard, 1 goal, 9 assists, 10 points. Brendan Gallagher, 4 goals, 5 assists, 9 points. Yoel Armia, 3 goals, 4 assists, 7 points. Mike Matheson, a goal, 6 assists, 7 points. Jonathan Kovacevic and Joel Edmondson, each with a goal, 5 assists, 6 points. Chris Weidman with 4 assists. Michael Pezzetta, 2 goals, 1 assist, 3 points. Anthony Richard, a goal and an assist. Justin Barron with 2 assists. Rem Pitlick with a goal. And Jake Allen and Jesse Ullinen. Apparently Jesse Ullinen is apparently his name, actually. Each with an assist. Arbor Xhekaj leads the Habs with 7 fights, winning at least 5 of them, probably 6, I would say. Michael Pezzetta with 3. Caden Gooley, Jake Evans each with 2. Brendan Geckel, their belts. Thank you guys so much for watching. That is going to do it for the end of the stream. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, favorite, share, includes, but it's not limited to YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, and everything else. My name is Rice. Subscribe to Puff Club, Giant Tasty Club. It is much greatly appreciated. As always, again, thank you for watching. I'm going to links in the description. Our DMs almost to people watching the PayPal, the Discord, the Letterboxd, Twitter account, and the Twitch are all down there as well. Thank you again for watching, guys. I was last year. How fairly average we are like this year. Go Habs, go Bulls. Thank you guys again so much for watching. I'm going to Trace again, and I'm out. Love you guys. See you guys. Bye, guys. Love you guys. See you guys. Bye, guys.